Matter of fact, why don't you hit us up? Let us know about what happened at your dinner date.
Oh, Haven Restaurant. Nah, it was dope, bro. You know, it was really dope. The ambiance was really nice. They had valet parking. Yo, every car that pulled up was fucking nice, bro. I'm glad, you know, out of it felt like
I told you, right?
My wife. So we got the, you know, a 2021 RAV4, right? And then you know, but we also got our Vita car. I'm glad we didn't show up in that motherfucker with our Vita car because I'd have felt some type of way because our Vita car got like duct tape for the bumper and shit. The hood is faded, but we keep it for, you know, for whatever.
Utility.
Yeah, utility, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. But man, if we had showed up in that bitch, I'd have did a U-turn.
My dude, but it looked like a car show, didn't it?
That shit looked like a car show, bro. Like this shit was nice, bro. Like, nah, man. And the shit. What was our bill? Our bill ended up being like close to like $300. And we didn't even order appetizer. Well, we did order appetizer, but we didn't even order dessert. And we only had like one glass of wine. Like if we had like more drinks, that bitch easily could have been $500, bro.
Yeah.
Did I warn you?
Yeah, you did say that. That drink.
Did I lie?
Nah,
niggas don't believe me when I tell them. Like I be like, yo, for real talk. This is what goes on out here in this 1%, dude. Like you want to live this life. Yeah. Don't let Drake and them fool you thinking like everybody can live that life.
Nah, man. It was nice, man. The meals was nice. Everything was nice. The ambiance was nice. I definitely go back again, but you know, you gotta, you know, in the words of Kevin Hart, I gotta see what my finances look like.
The way my bank account set up.
When my bank account is set up, you know, like
the way my bank account is set up.
Yeah, man, and you know the Hudson River is right there and stuff. So it's just like you got a nice view into New York and stuff. The location is prime location, bro. This shit is nice. This shit is really nice.
And that's the thing. It's like places like that. It's like something you only do for the wife. You don't do that. You don't do that on no date for some average chick you just met. You trying to impress her.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I don't do that in the polyamorous lifestyle.
I was just about to say that.
Nah,
Smith.
Nah.
Unless you Floyd Mayweather and you got it like that, or Jeff Bezos, you got it like that. Nah, us average folks, average men. Granted, we're more than average, you know, but like based on our income, man, I ain't trying to do that shit like that. Nah, no polyamorous lifestyle. I can't entertain multiple women like that.
Yeah, like that. That's
Maybe at best one other woman. But like the way these authors are talking, and we'll get into the shit. Like the way
that was one of my questions too, Cass. Yeah. The monogamous plus one, the monogamy plus that we're talking about.
Yeah,
it's island.
You're monogamous, but you just got one other.
And we'll get into that.
Like that you're not monogamous, but anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't. That's why I told you being a hoe is expensive, and I can't be a hoe because that's too expensive.
Bro,
right, can you grab me a glass of lemonade?
And it's like you want to do nice shit for people that you care about too. Know what I mean? And like
for people I care about, but do I care about you? And this is date one.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I mean, here's my thing: if you're giving that much up right at the beginning, what does the person have to earn?
That's true.
Like if you throwing that type of cash at the very beginning, that person don't got to do nothing. That means they're like. They don't feel like they got to earn you, your cash, your time, your respect, your admiration, nothing. You just giving it away. And that's one of the biggest problems with fellas. And fellas just be giving it away.
But it's all relative too, though, Black Zeus, because it depends on your situation.
Oh, yeah, like,
if that's my kind of lifestyle, and that's like the starting ground, I treat Haven like a McDonald's. I'm saying to me, it would be nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's your lifestyle, it wouldn't mean anything. But
this is true.
I'm saying for somebody who, if that's not your lifestyle, to keep trying to do that, to keep taking women out to Haven 3-4 times a week, if that's your lifestyle, that's one thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I eat. I eat here every day. It doesn't even make me a difference who joins me or not. But if that's not my lifestyle, it changes the whole game.
But the problem is that you got his thing. if you that, top 1%, whatever case is, obviously that's the way it is. But the 90% be trying to mimic the 1%.
The 99.
That's the problem. Yeah. The 99% be trying to mimic that 1%. And then they put themselves in a situation and they create a situation that they're like, oh, she just with me for my money or this and that. It's like, dude, what did you show her right from the jump? You created that image in her head.
You created that,
this is what she thinks this is what it is. And it's like, it's not a realistic image.
How many dudes are impressing like that on the first date?
You'd be surprised. You said what? Like there's a lot of dudes out here simping, man.
How many dudes are impressing like that on the first date?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
So going on the days
because they're trying to
having coffee.
It doesn't
necessarily win you over on this first date. They're trying to get it in as much as they can and show you that this is, even if I can't afford it, I'm gonna act like I can afford it because I want to show you that this is how I can do it. And even if I can't.
It may not even be having necessarily, but you can look at it like this.
Yeah.
The time and money I'm spending to come pick you up, right? Take you out, go out for entertainment of some sort, let's say a show or this, that, the other, out for a dinner, out for more drinks after the dinner. That shit racks up. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure the average dude is probably spending somewhere around $200 on a date on the first few dates and stuff, just trying to impress.
Yeah, I did read an article like that.
It got to also do with that individual and the person that they're trying to woo. You know what I mean?
That was going to be my question.
Depends on who you're trying to woo, because depending on how that person is, you're gonna unfortunately treat them as such.
Yeah, I wish Kelvin was here, bro. He had this ill story. There was this Brazilian restaurant. This way he would this is what caused Kelvin not to go simplify his dating. He went on a date with this chick. This chick picked this Brazilian spot that was on 22. He got there, right? And then,
I know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about. He told you the story too, right?
No, but I know exactly the spot you're talking about. The spot.
My man said he opened up that menu and saw the prices, and he told her straight up, yo, if you want to continue this date, we got to go somewhere else because this ain't happening.
Did the date continue?
Yo, he said the date continued. She was like, nah. This is why I wish he was here. He was like, yo, she was trying doing the ill job convincing him to stay and have a good time. And he was like, nah, I ain't beat for that.
Yeah, nah, I ain't beat.
I think his fatal flaw in that situation is I think he allowed her to pick the spot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, always plan for yourself. Don't leave it up to them. Don't leave it up to them.
They'll pick a haven or that Brazilian spot anytime.
Yeah, don't leave it up to them. But my whole thing is that some guys might try to bite the bullet just to not look bad. Yeah.
Just to not look bad.
Not that many people are gonna be like Kel. But here's the thing that blows my mind. A lot of those women, and the whole thing is I deal with these women at work all the time. I hear their conversations, and they want to call a dude like Kelvin who wouldn't spend that money cheap. But it's like, but these same women wouldn't spend that money on themselves.
Yeah,
that's the part that blows my mind. It's like you can't afford to buy that for yourself, but you expect a dude, to come along and pay for that bill.
Well, their
and
argument
then if he doesn't, you call him cheap.
You know what the argument is? They spent money looking pretty for you. So
that argument is
that's the argument.
Because here's
the argument is, oh, I've never been here. I thought you like eating good. You've never been here? That's my argument. That's my pushback. You've never been to this restaurant. Ever.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. It's that argument fails because it's you're not looking good for me. You're looking good for you. Because when I picked you up and I picked up your phone number, this, that, and the other, you was just coming out the supermarket looking every day, looking real average. So quite frankly, if I picked you up at the supermarket looking really average, I was expecting you to come out looking like a supermodel. I was good with average. So if you trying to be, supermodeled and dolled up to to the 10th degree, that's on you, boo boo. I shouldn't have to pay for that. Like, think about that shit.
What beauty costs? There's some aspects to that.
Bro,
that cliche
I didn't pay for my haircut. I ain't paid for my haircut. I ain't paid for the shoes. I ain't paid for these shoes.
Yo,
I ain't paid for the suit.
Men's ability to be attractive is different from a
no,
woman's
I don't care.
To
I don't care. Hold up. Wait. So you mean to tell me these same women that's all talking about they did all this, that, and the other, they don't do that when they go out, when they go to work? They don't do that when they going out with their friends to the club? They don't do that any other place?
Well, they kind of want to be compensated for it.
No, there's no.
Look, bro, I'm trying to play devil's advocate with this.
No, it's a weak argument. It's a weak argument.
I don't know, but I do agree with if you're in a relationship though, I do agree with paying for a woman's upkeep to some regards.
Nope.
Damn, you say no, bro? Like
nope.
Getting their head.
You said you believe in paying for her upkeep.
To some regards, to some extent.
Nope.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
Hold up.
Here's why. Number one.
All right, what's up?
When she's trying to sell you that benefit of like, well, I got dolled up and this, that, and the other, for you, say, hold up, wait a minute. Can everybody else out here see you? Yes, they can. Okay. Well, then here's the thing. That's not exclusive to me. You're not making all these other motherfuckers that can see you.
But she's a representation of you, though.
No, she's not.
And she's your woman, though. She is.
No. Number one, we want to date.
Okay, all right. If you're dating, if you're just dating, then yes, you don't pay for that. But if you're in a relationship, I believe you should contribute to that.
That's a sad thing.
Wait, Cash. If this is my girlfriend, I'm supposed to pay for her upkeep.
To some, I'm not saying for every aspect of it, but some of it.
Okay, should she pay for the maintenance? Hold up, Brad. Should she pay for the maintenance on my car since I'm picking her up and dropping her off?
If she wants to.
Should she pay
she wants to, but the maintenance of her appearance is on me.
Hold on, y'all both talking. Since y'all both interrogating me one at a time.
Let me ask you this. So you're saying the maintenance of her appearance is partially on me, but the maintenance of my vehicle that's picking her up is not on her. The maintenance of me going to work in order to provide this maintenance, none of that's her responsibility.
But I get that. But here's the thing, though. Like, the reason why I say, if she wants to contribute to that, that's fine. But I firmly believe that yes, a man should help contribute with a woman's upkeep, especially if you want her to, follow you, and some aspects of being the dominant man in a household should be like your ability to cover some of those expenses.
Wait. Let me ask this question first.
What the hell did I step myself into?
Well, no. I want to know this. So, at what age does this start?
In your 20s, mid-20s.
In your 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's 20 and I'm 21, and I'm supposed to pay for her upkeep.
Well, in mid-20s, like you're in your career.
Okay, so she's 25 and I'm 26, and I'm supposed to pay for her upkeep?
Some, not all, to some extent, reasonable.
Wow.
Like if she comes to you and say like, "Hey, I like to get my nails done."
Let me
fine. Then chip in and get and pay her nails.
What is her responsibility to me?
Oh man.
Man. No. I want to hear what is her responsibility to me? If my responsibility at 26 and she's 24 to take care of her nails and her hair. What is her responsibility to me?
Well, there is a give and take. Like, so therefore, like,
what is her responsibility to me?
Her responsibility to you will to make sure that you are satisfied as best as possible.
As best as possible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll pay for her nails as best as possible. Oh, baby,
yeah, that's what I'm saying to some extent.
I know your nails cost $40. I got $5 for you.
If that's what you want, willing to contribute, fine, so be it. But you're still contributing to it.
Do you really think, bruh, do you really think that'll pass?
It might not pass, but at least you're contributing to. I'm saying there should be some contribution, and it varies from person to person, obviously. But I think that there should be some contribution. You're seriously involved with somebody, or you're in the talks of being seriously involved with somebody to help with that. You know, if it means
so I got a question
nails
for you now.
done.
So what about my haircut?
I'm seriously involved, right?
So my haircut is my responsibility. If I get pedicure, manicure, keep my clothes on point, that's all on me. But her hair and her nails is my responsibility.
No, but like the trade-off will be like get a woman who cooks. So like, all right, she might not, obviously she's not contributing getting your hair done, or she's not contributing to getting your car fixed. But like, if she's willing to, if she's showing that she's doing other domestic things like cooking for you, then yeah, there's the trade-off.
Okay, well, here's the thing. How many girlfriends you know that come around cooking for you every day?
Well, I've been off the market for a hot minute, so I will have to bow to to you guys.
Okay, when you were dating,
yeah, I was in my early 20s, like late teens, early 20s, so I wouldn't know. Not many, but my threshold started at mid 20s though.
Okay, but your threshold started at mid 20s, so your mid 20s experience, how many girlfriends was cooking for you?
I've been with my wife since 2003. Bruh,
what does that mean to me?
All right, so in other words, I don't know, because I've been with my wife since my early 20s, like 20 years old.
So in your 20s, how many times did your wife cook for you and you got her nails done?
My wife cooked for me, like she baked. Initially, she started baking me cookies in college off the rip. That's why I was just like, yo, who does this? Like, she literally, I remember coming from, because I worked part-time at Stop and Shop, and then I came home. I came to my dorm room because she had access to my dorm room, and there was baked cookies on my laptop.
Okay, so the whole thing is, what you're saying is, hey, for a woman who does something for me, contributes something to me, puts effort and time, I should put effort and time into her. That's a fair argument.
Yeah.
But
that's
your
what
argument
it is.
Before was not clear.
Yeah, all right, and you're right. If it wasn't as clear, I'll take full responsibility for that. Yes,
right, see,
there should be a
what
trade-off.
You just said is just that because I am male and she is female, because she looks good, I should pay for it. That's just all your entire argument was. And that shit was bogus.
That's what I heard.
Well, what's so funny? Since you talked about Kevin Samuels, he's off this. He's actually taking a step further than I have. He believes that if you are, wooing a female, you should take 100% ownership of all the financial expenses. So that way she levies no power in the relationship.
And I was going to say that's because he believes in that. And the whole thing is, I can understand that to an extent. That's if you run into a female that has no problems playing that position. But let's be for real. These chicks out here nowadays, man, listen. For some reason, they want different perspectives, man. They want all of the benefits of a traditional relationship, but they don't want to put any of the effort or work of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm fortunate not to experience
exactly
that.
What you said, Cash. They want somebody to take care of all that stuff and don't want to do anything.
It's like you want me.
That's what it is.
You want me to be a financial support. You want me to be a protector, a leader, provider. But God forbid you make me a sandwich. Like, really? That's too much to ask. Like, come on. That's the thing. That's the reality of what we're living in because of this whole, feminist regime that's going on right now.
I would say that even though I haven't been out here, just talking to women, platonically and stuff, it's amazing. And I tell my wife every time I encounter these women that I'm thankful to have her, because it's amazing to come across so many women who proudly say they don't cook. Say they don't cook. That's shocking to me. Growing up.
So what are you doing for me? What are you doing for me?
Yeah.
What are you doing for me? I can do the polyamorous lifestyle, so the sex is
they want like I said, they want traditional benefits
I give
without
you sex.
any traditional
Your sex is overrated, girl. Sex is not
Yeah, sex get overrated as you get older too, because after one night, I'm good for the entire day. So
like that. I ain't got time for all this, babe.
So I ain't an early teenager, late early 20s where you could go 2-3 hour sessions. Like, nah, I'm good. Like Bernie Mac says.
That's what I'm saying. So what are you really bringing to the table?
I'm giving you a 1-round heavyweight fight championship session. That's all I got.
One heavyweight.
He said he's straight going WWF on you.
Yeah.
Talking about Macho Randy Savage. Talking about, yeah, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to get it. Ooh, yeah. What you going to do when Hulkamania comes down on you?
I'm straight on you.
Like, I'm done, yo. I was talking to I was telling Kelvin, I came by his crib Friday night, and we were just talking about that shit. I'd be like, yo, after you bust that nut, you be ready to go again? He's like, nope, I'm good for the next 2 days.
I don't know about the next 2, but I'm good for that day.
I'm good for that day, yo.
Good for that day.
It's just like,
I'm done.
Yo, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, so you're right, man. Yeah, sex become less and less important as you get older, bro. That shit is facts.
Yeah, you like to still get it in, but that's not the hierarchy. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Because we did this. Now what?
Now what?
Now what do you bring to the table for the rest of the week?
now my senses. Now that I'm back to my senses.
Yeah, I'm back to my senses.
Because you ever find it all of a sudden now you think clearly, like, wait a minute.
Oh man, that post nut clarity.
You do think clearly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That post nut clarity, you just be looking at it like, yo.
You looking like, really? Yeah. You looking like, the hell was I thinking about?
I'm trying to say, it's like you get this moment of like absolute clarity. Just like, wait a minute, hold up. I spent how much money for that? You gotta throw some extras.
Something, right?
Man, the worst would be when you realize you just don't want to deal with them after that. Like, man, shit.
It's like, I don't even like you.
Yeah, that's the real part.
It's like, I don't even like you as a person. Like, what the hell?
Damn, you said I don't even like you as a person. Not like, the sex is not good. Like, yo, I don't even like you.
Oh, no, that was great. But as a person, I don't like you.
As a person, I don't like you. Yeah.
Oh, man, it's like, yo, I don't like your very
I only
existence.
like you on Friday nights at 3 a.m.
You know what's so funny though? As I've gotten older, bro, I don't even it's weird. You know, some guys still operate on that shit. Like now I need like some level of like at least attraction. And it doesn't always have to be physical. It could like just be on some mental shit. Have you guys experienced that shit? Like as you gotten older? Where it's just like the physical doesn't cut it anymore. Like they gotta be that extra tier. And not saying that you gotta take the person seriously, it's just that you need that mental stimulation as well.
You need more, yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought it was me because,
Nah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, just that feminine shit kicking in. I don't know. It's just like,
Nah. You know what it is? It's just that back when you were, in your teens or whatever, or in your much younger years, you would be like, anything would trigger you.
Yeah.
All right. Anything would trigger you. Like I was just talking about this with my boy Jake about how like, like how conservative boys, they don't want to push condoms, they don't want to push contraceptives, they don't want to use abortion, but it's just like they expect abstinence to work. It's like, do you remember being a teenager, especially a teenage boy? Like any little thing was like a turn on and stuff. I mean,
a cool breeze.
Yeah, seriously.
Be in high school with a random Woody. That ever happened to you?
Yeah.
You be like, what the fuck?
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking about it till she brushed up against me in his lunch line.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, oh God, did you see the cleavage on the lunch lady? Like, like random shit. Like you're like,
random stuff.
You could like all of a sudden you just start, so it's just, I don't know. The whole thing is as life goes on and you have more experiences and you need a lot more to get you there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing. You get to a certain point where you need that mental stimulation.
Yeah, man. Like it's been happening with me like because my wife and I, she's just like, because we've been talking about the book and stuff. Like I said, she's the one who advocated for us to read this book. So we were just talking about it. And then she was just like, could you just go out here and just hook up with a chick? I was like, well, the problem with me is I see attractive chicks, but like I think a part of me is like, yo, what else does she have to offer mentally? Like I think I need a mental stimulation in addition to the physical. But then I was like,
that's my problem right now.
Really?
And that's going to be an ongoing problem. To be able to get the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like either one thing or the other, and to be able to get that fine mix that's hard. That's hard right now.
And even she was just like, well, even in this, she was just like, well, clearly I don't want you to be committed to them. I was just like, not even on some random. I don't know if I could do random hookups like that, bro.
Random hookups.
Yeah. I don't think I could do that shit.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, I did it twice.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could do that shit again. Like not at my age.
Not this stage, right?
Yeah, not in this stage. I don't think I could do that shit. Cause now I'm worried about. I'm like, damn, I don't even know this bitch. Like, I hope she was on a, I hope she's on the pill. Like, my mind will go there. I was like, I hope I pulled out quick enough, even though it's just like, yeah, my mind can't. I don't think I could do it. All right, fellas, let's get into the news. We're gonna do something interesting, like when we did Violence is the Answer. This is a courtesy from. Actually, there was one news before we get into the video. I just wanted to share this one. So the U.S. 2020 Census came out, and I gotta shout out Black Zeus because he's contributing to this. Per Yahoo News, 2020 Census finds U.S. white population shrinking. The 2020 Census found that white people still make up the country's largest racial or ethnic group, with a total of 235 million identifying as either white alone or in combination with another group. However, the population who identify as white alone has decreased by 8.6% in 2010. The decrease in white population is offset by a significant increase in the number of people who identify as two or more races or multiracial. Shout out to Black Zeus, which grew by 276% over the past decade from 9 million in 2010 to 33 million in 2020. Overall, the U.S. population growth has significantly declined over the past decade. As of April 1st, 2020, the total population of the United States was 331 million, just 22 million more than it was in 2010, the second lowest population increase in the country's history. So, yeah, you got more multiracial people out here, bro.
Bound to happen. Well, you know my Instagram, right?
Yeah.
You see that number at the end of my name?
I gotta go to it, but what is it? I don't remember off the top of my head.
2042.
2042. What's that supposed to be?
Take a guess.
Earth collapse, bro. I don't fucking know. Shit.
So
play these goddamn games with me. Take a guess.
So currently, statistics say that by 2042, white people will be the minority in America.
Yes. Yeah. I should have known
the way that things are going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yo, you black folks keep getting mad about like white power, but instead of like integrating and changing the dynamic and like learning the system so that you can change the system, and B, integrating where you have interracial relationships and so forth, so on, so that way there is no white power. Yeah, I just want to cry and bitch about it and say, we're gonna have marches and protests and signs and BLMs and getting, other people rich off of y'all, marching and putting your money into the, these chicks' hands or whatever the case is. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna be the change in the world that I want to see. You know what I mean? You want to see financial power change? Learn about finance. You want to see educational things change? Learn about education. You want to see a change in your social structure, your economics, this, any other? Be more responsible with your decision making, whether it be your vote, how many kids you have, what job you work, how you spend your money. Like that's how you make change.
Yeah.
This picketing and marching and raising hell and making a lot of noise and tearing up the streets ain't doing shit.
Well, I don't know, man. There's something to protesting.
Protest.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, something's to protest for everybody except black folk.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
ahead,
not for nothing, like one of the things that happened with Biden, you know, first thing that he did in office was the transgender thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so he signed a bill for the transgender. Then the second thing he did was sign a bill against Asian hate. Like,
there you go.
What about the blacks? You asked the blacks and told black people that they wasn't black if they didn't vote for you, because that's what you went and said, the platform you ran on.
Thank you.
And then did everything for everybody else except black people.
Yeah.
Preach.
So that marching shit don't do nothing, because we the only people that go into an election without a fucking agreement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
everybody else get an agreement before the
within
election.
the system.
We wait until after to say, "Oh, this is what we want."
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, because I think with this miscegenation of people, it's bound to happen, and it's going to be interesting. What do these groups look like? So, like my nephew, his wife, she's multiracial, and they got kids, and the kids look like you couldn't even tell what ethnic group they are. Like, honestly, like I couldn't even tell. But it's going to be interesting. As like you pointed out, the year 2042 in regards to white people being a minority. But the thing is just like, you know, us being black men, where do the black community, you know, stand in the next 20, 30 years? Because I was telling my my sister-in-law, whose son is married to a multiracial woman, I was like, yo, her name is Erin. She doesn't identify as black. Despite having a black father, she recognized her mother, and it's just like, as more groups of these people identify as multiracial, it's just like, where do the black community stand in the next 20, 30 years?
Here's my thing.
What's the projection?
Okay, let me ask a question. Why are we so adamant about holding on to quote unquote black community, white community, Asian community? Why are we so dead set on holding on to something that doesn't really matter? At the end of it, it's a subjective a construct, you know, of what is black, what is this, that. It is not a realistic thing. And at the end of the day, it's like, you should be concerned about being alive. You should be concerned about the well-being of yourself, your family, your friends, those around you. You know what I mean? Like, that should be the end concern. Not about like, what's the black community? Like, what is it that we are holding on to, that while we are defining ourselves by this?
Well, I think
so much.
I don't know, man. And Smith could probably maybe not back me on this. Is because when you look at the groups of people that make up this country, and you understand that black people has been economically held back, I think that's why we still hold on to the identity of being black, because you want to repair those people. And until you repair our people to the point in which they could have not an advantage, but they could at least compete. Now, I understand your argument, to that.
The other part to add on to that, though, everybody else holds on to their race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But here's the thing.
So why is it a problem with black people holding on to their race? Everybody else holds on to their culture. Because black people don't really have a culture that they know. No, black people don't have a culture that they know that they have passed down, because remember, you're stripped from the African part. You got the slavery part put in there. So you created this own culture, and people don't even know the culture enough to pass it down to their kids. So you're still trying to assimilate to a lifestyle that's not even truly yours, but you want it to be, because you still want to be part of a larger system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now look, check this out. Let me say this. Every place that you go, you pretty much can go to an Asian community. You can go to a Hispanic community. There's not too many places where black people have their own community, where they have a kind of like a small infrastructure within that community. But Irish have that shit. You got Little Italy's, you got Chinatown, you got all these shits. The Haitians got it. Everybody got this shit.
Everybody got their,
except a black American. They don't have that.
But I think, you know, to tie this back into the census, I think America is entering an interesting point where you're going to see this sort of miscegenation, and maybe you do abolish these groups, because I was listening to a podcast with some Black British dude, and he said when he came to America, he was just like, yo, it's not like that in Europe. Like, you don't say you're a Black British. You just say you're a British. So maybe
and that's what I'm saying. Instead of saying we're Black, instead of saying that we're American, that's what I'm saying. It's like we are so hell bent and so programmed to make ourselves outsiders that we're holding on to being an outsider more than than we're actually trying to, actually build from within. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is
you're producing the next generation of kids that's going to change that. So
I know that, but the whole thing is, even within the Black community, when you see Ice Cube tries to do something for Black people, and then you see a bunch of Black women say, well, what are you doing for Black women? They're trying to make themselves an outsider of the outside community. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Y'all just keep splintering this shit more and more? Like, when are y'all going to realize the more you splinter, shit don't get any better? Look at the LGBT community, right? They were LGBT, then it became LGBTQ, then it became LGBTQ+. Now they're the GRSM.
Stop. Don't even want to think about that. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even want to.
I'll tell you what it is. The GRSM is the gender relationship sexual minority.
All right. For the sake of this podcast, because I want to post this, I'm not going to say anything offensive.
No, romantic sexual minority. All right. So the whole thing is they're even trying to create more of a coalition where they're not separated as lesbians, gay, bisexual, trisexual community, transex. No, they're trying to make it into one thing, so they move as one force. But Black people still trying to separate themselves from everything else, one, and then secondly, trying to separate themselves from each other. Specifically, more Black women trying to separate themselves from Black men and Black children for some reason. I don't understand that mindset.
Yeah.
How that's supposed to help you. But it's just like, I just don't see how this constant splintering is going to move us forward.
Well, again, like, I could just take my block for instance, and even your block, Schubert, because when I went to your house, I saw multiracial neighbors and stuff like that. I think as communities become multiracial, it's going to be more inevitable where, if I were to have a kid right now, I could easily see them coming home with a non-Black partner, or date a non-Black partner. So I think the issues of being Black, being white, being whatever, Asian, I think at some point will be water under the bridge. It just looks that way. It's in, like you said, 2042 is true. Like, it's just I think we'll be crying about something else. That's for damn sure.
I think it's going to take longer than 2040.
Well, that's the projected. That's the projected.
Yeah. We'll be crying about
longer. Who knows?
We'll be crying about something else, but I think the racial stuff.
We're crying about something else.
Yeah, and whether it's justified or not, there'll always be another issue. But I think the racial component might be something that might not hold weight by 2042, just because cats are happy. I come down Montclair, like, every time you just see all these multiracial relationships, and the byproduct of their kids is just like, it's just bound to happen. But that the US 2020 census is out, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to read more into it. But that was the one glaring thing. The rise of the multiracial kids.
The multiracial kids, yeah.
And I think, honestly, these kids, and that is a good thing. And I don't think these kids are going to predominantly identify. I think in the past, if you were multiracial and you had like a drop of Black and you instantly said, I'm Black. These kids today who are multiracial, they're not saying they're instantly Black. They're like,
that's not true, man. That's not true.
I don't know, bro.
You still got the Tiger Woods who they would have still say, I'm this part, but I'm more this person than I'm this person. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna. No, I think
identify you more with my Asian side than my Black side.
I think he's gonna identify.
What was the shit? What was the term? No, he actually turned.
He said
Blasian. He was Blasian.
Blasian. He was Blasian.
No, Blasian. He said Blasian. He said he was Caucasian, Black, and Asian. He said couple.
Okay. Yeah. So the whole thing was, at least he was trying to say, listen, I want equal fair share of everyone that makes who I am. Yeah. I can't be mad at that. That's like I can't be mad
at that. No. Check it out. I wasn't mad at that. But don't deny the black side. Like, we got to be careful not to deny the black side.
No, but that's what I'm. That's what not I'm, all I am. Yeah, but that's what I'm coming from. I'm saying, like, what you're going possibly. What I'm starting to see too. A lot of these younger kids, I would say, you typically under the age of 18, and if they're multiracial, they're not instantly saying, yo, my default is black. They're saying like, yo, I am a combination of a bunch of people.
Combination, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. And I think in the past, we instantly defaulted those individuals as being black. Whereas like they're giving pushback and saying, no, that's not my default anymore.
Like, I've always, when people ask me, my ethnic background, I always tell them I'm Haitian Cuban. I don't deny my mom's side of the family. I don't deny my dad's side of the family. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I am. I'm Haitian Cuban. I'm born and raised in the United States, but my family, heritage comes from Haiti and Cuba. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, well, I'm only going to acknowledge my dad's side of the family.
Exactly.
Because, you know what I mean? Because he's the darker skin, or my mom's side of the family because she's the lighter skin.
And when people ask me that shit, I tell them I'm American. They always think I'm trying to be funny.
Really?
Word is born.
Wow.
They'll be like, no, I'm American. What the fuck you mean? You looking at my skin complexion, so I know that's not what you're asking me.
Exactly. Because if you walk to a black Puerto Rican, or a black, if you walk up to a black Puerto Rican or a black Dominican, they tell you I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican. They don't say I'm black. Or if you walk up to a black Cuban, because in Cuba you have everybody that's as light skinned as damn near white people. All right. So for instance, you remember my client Elena? She's Cuban, right? Then I have my then I have my client Norma, who is very, very dark skinned, and she's like Hakeem's complexion. So the whole thing is she's also Cuban. She doesn't call herself a black woman, she calls herself Cuban. You know what I mean? Yeah. Are you gonna tell her she's not?
Yeah. Or she might look at you sideways for even putting the black as a prefix to being Cuban. She's like, why is that necessary? Yeah.
It's like, why is it even necessary? That's why I'm like, why are we so hell bent on holding on to this black thing that we know we've actually read was a social construct to keep us as outsiders.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, these next 20 years are going to be interesting. Maybe my next wife in my polyamorous relationship, she might have to be non-black so I could help contribute to the cause.
Hey, that's the thing. It's like, the whole thing is when people think of American, they always think of white American. And it's just like, even white Americans aren't quote unquote Americans. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, until we start pushing in and saying, nah, motherfucker, I'm an American too. Just not my skin complexion doesn't define me. Where I was born and raised. I was born in this country. I was raised in this country. I was part of this country. I paid taxes in this country. I've served this country. I'm a motherfucking American. That's my flag too.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's gotta happen.
That's damn sure what some of the Asians just said, or the news.
Absolutely.
I'm fucking American.
Absolutely.
What you talking about? I was born here. I was raised here. I'm an American.
Yeah.
What I look like.
You can't fight and ask for the rights of the country if you're gonna deny that you're a part of it.
That's true. Damn. That's true. All right, fellas, let's segue into the next one. So this is courtesy of Black Zeus. He shared this little news clip. So as we are wrapping up our book selection, Ethical Slut, I want to play a video that Black Zeus managed to find on ABC News. A man who has 5 wives.
Okay. I'm not hearing the audio that well.
I don't hear it at all.
You guys don't hear it?
Nope.
No.
All right, let me fix something. All
right, thanks, Black Zeus. I thought it was just my connection or something. Sit down and think of Black Zeus.
I was waiting for it to kick in. I thought maybe there was a delay. technical problems. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, slight technical problems.
Made a polygamous family so controversial that even other polygamists disapprove of them. Brady Williams and his 5 wives and 24 children are letting in the cameras in ways you've never seen before, and ABC's Cecilia Vega traveled to Utah to meet this very large, very unusual family.
6 a.m. It's a normal start to the day in the Williams household. Husband Brady gives his wife Polly a kiss on the cheek. A few rooms over, a quick cuddle with wife Rhonda. Then a smooch for Robin, another for Rosemary, and finally, wife number 5, Nani.
Hey, everybody!
Welcome inside the world of Brady Williams, a polygamist unlike any you have ever met.
I really consider myself a feminist.
There is no way the 5 women sitting here are equal to the 1 man of this house.
Certainly, polygamy has been patriarchal, right? The man is in charge. But I like to think that we've evolved and are still evolving.
What you thought you knew about polygamy? Think again. This family is so out there, they're even shunned by regular polygamists. The Williamses used to be fundamentalist Mormons, but not anymore.
Dad's gonna go get dinner. Everybody.
Now they are pro-gay marriage. They have an occasional drink.
So who's up for a little strip poker?
The parents even teach their kids that it's okay not to follow in their plural marriage footsteps.
From the outside in, I still am scratching my head.
They call themselves progressive polygamists.
It's lasagna.
And in their new TLC show, My 5 Wives, they pull back the veil on one of the most secretive groups in America, revealing an ordinary family.
I had 5 wives by the time I was 29 years old.
Or so they would have you believe.
It's not that complicated. We love each other. It's just normal times 5.
It's a bigger house.
The Williams family joins the growing list of polygamists in prime time, from big love to sister wives. But this family takes the reality TV cameras where none have ever gone before, the polygamy bedroom.
You're my beautiful, pretty girl. All of America's having sex, so are we. We're just like everybody else, right? And no, there's no hanky-panky going on between all of us. It's just a man and his wife in that bedroom.
Well, a man and his 5 wives in their 5 bedrooms, plus their 24 kids.
Can you name all of your children?
So I have Carly, our oldest, then Hannah, then Josh, then it's Kimberly, and then Taylor goes, it would be the boys. No?
No, it's one more girl.
To house this family of 30, there are 2 homes next to each other.
Rosemary, Polly, and Robin's home. And then over here, Rhonda and Noni.
Each wife and her kids have their own space. Every evening, the family eats dinner together, though there never seem to be enough chairs. Oh, and their monthly grocery bill, $4,000. To afford it all, some of the wives work, and Brady runs a construction company.
Your man cave?
The mainstream Mormon church banned polygamy more than a century ago, but the Williams live in rural Utah, in a community where all their neighbors are fundamentalist Mormons who believe polygamy is the way to get to heaven. And not that long ago, the Williamses believed that too. The women were all raised in this small town. In fact, they're all cousins, taught to be good, obedient sister wives.
And I was going to be a good girl, and I was never going to leave.
Brady was even a bishop in the church, but ultimately decided it wasn't for them.
We don't claim any religion.
If polygamy is not necessarily the means to get to heaven for your family, why polygamy?
We spent years and years building this family, and we love each other.
I can't say that I've never considered leaving. It's just that it would devastate the entire family.
What they do want to soon do is move out of this community.
The leadership of the community has made it clear that because of the decisions that we've made, it'd be better if we left. And I agree.
You're kind of an outsider.
You know, we're misfits.
They also don't act like the other polygamists on TV.
I had a silly question once about we all in the same bed. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's got to be a big bed.
What happens in these bedrooms doesn't necessarily stay in these bedrooms. You know you've wondered, so here's how it works. Every night, Brady rotates between wives. Each wife gets to sleep with him every 5th night. And when he's not there...
I made each wife a body pillowcase that just had Brady and then a little dream theme with our name, so it's like he's dreaming about us.
Bye, kids. When the clock strikes noon, Brady heads to the next wife's house. And do you have, like, socks in every house?
Yeah, I have way too many clothes everywhere.
Polygamy problems. But polygamy problems can be very real. The biggest one of all, the inevitable jealousy that comes with 5 women sharing 1 man.
Everybody, just remember I'm going to be with Robin for her extra night for her birthday tonight. Everybody got that?
You know he's having relations with other women. Yep. Do you think about that?
I don't want to hurt. It hurts me if I go there. Why? I don't want to put myself through that.
These are sacred relationships between a husband and a wife, and I feel like I'm honestly intruding on that when I'm putting my mind there.
If any of you guys are tired and need some sleep, send him over. I'll take him most times.
It's kind of like living in a strange sorority. The women can't help but compare themselves to each other.
I've always felt like I had Barbie and Sleeping Beauty for sister wives and Polly and Robin. I'm just the chubby one. You'd rather be making love to a skinny woman.
Oh, baby. I won't. I don't. I make love to you because I love you. I love you, right? You know that? I haven't stopped chasing you around the room.
You horn dog.
There never seems to be enough of the man to go around.
I would rather have 20% of a good man than 0.
Don't even bother trying to find the right label for them. Polygamists, feminists, fundamentalist Mormons. It's a guy and his 5 wives. Would you marry again?
I don't want another one.